We're out of the groove.
We're on. Welcome back. We are so excited to invite you to
our studio. Yeah. This is where we sew, all of us. Natalie and Misty and I also up here.
And special surprise, this is Liz behind the camera, in front of the camera today.
Usually
behind.
behind.
Keep asking who the mystery voice is.
It's me.
Now we've revealed her.
So I've got my mic to ask all your questions as we go.
That's right.
So keep asking those in the comments.
Exactly. So welcome to our studio. We're going to use all of our Orphan blocks from teaching tutorials.
There's a lot of them.
There are a lot. And we're going to make some quilts for charity, so we're super excited.
So we're going to see how many we can make in an hour.
Yeah.
So cheer us on.
Since we work better as a team, you know, usually we have a team, us working on something, and another team that we're competing against. We thought about doing that, and it just wasn't working for us. And so we're like, nope, we'll be a team, and we'll just compete against the clock and see how many things we can make for charity.
Exactly. So welcome, and if you have questions, be sure to just leave them in the comments.
We'd love your questions.
Yes.
And Liz will shout those out, and
absolutely.
We're here to answer them. So should we
get started?
Cool.
Okay.
And just a heads up, we probably are not going to know what any of these fabrics we're using are called.
Right.
Because they're old and they've been in baggies.
They're mostly old, yeah.
We might surprise ourselves, but you know, this is just a,
But
you know.
the good news is they should all have a tutorial. So
they should all have a
be able to go watch the tutorials.
Yes, so we'll be pointing to you.
In theory.
We'll be pointing to you those as we go.
All right.
All right, let's get started.
All right, so Natalie, what do you got for us? Natalie's going to be our facilitator.
The first bag, some black and white batik half square triangles.
Ooh, I'll do that.
You can come up with. And then I've got a pile of rainbow strips. I think Misty, you can do that, and I'll look at the next one.
Very good.
All right, let me see here. What do I got? What do we got? What do we got? So we got a piece.
Mine is from Stack and Flip.
Huh. This must be the
Starburst.
Is it the Starburst?
That's from that's one of the corner quadrants from like 3 or 4 years ago.
Which means I need to make 4 more quadrants on this?
Yes.
Or do I take it apart and just use the half square triangles?
That's up to you. I can rip if you want.
Wow. Oh, wait, I think what do we have, 2 of these? I'm really feeling overwhelmed.
Here,
What's nice is that it's already put together in a little bit, so this will help everything go together a little bit faster.
Except that I need like 3 more quadrants. So I'm going to go ahead and make, I'm pretty sure these are the sew around ones. All right, hang on. Here we go.
All right. Of course, my machine was unthreaded when I went to start.
That's part of the challenge, right?
Of course it is.
That's a trick. Somebody did that.
Somebody did a trick. All right, so let me see how many of these squares I need per side.
I think you should.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I feel like maybe you should take them apart and just put them back together however you want.
Okay.
Make whatever you want with just with the half square triangles, because
Misty,
that way
hand me
you
your
don't have
ripper.
to make too many more.
All right.
And we're aiming for kind of baby quilt or lap size quilts.
Yeah, babies or laps. Just something that's going to be quick and easy. Ah, where's my?
What you need?
What'd you lose?
My glasses.
Oh, no.
I can't see the stitches. Oh, shoot, I bet I took them home. They're not on the top of my head, are they?
Nope.
All right, we're going in blind, girls. Oh, here they are.
Voila.
In with your scissors?
And with my scissors, of course.
That's right where I would keep them.
Right? Oh, whoever sewed this one has a very tiny stitch. So my stitch is generally big enough that I can rip it easy. Let's see if we can do like the
Carol. Carol has
marathon
a
ripping
tiny
here.
stitch.
Carol does?
Yes.
Oh, I just messed that up.
You can't mess it up.
I got the block right in half.
Oh no!
That's fine. We'll just set that one aside.
We hated that one.
Make a new here.
That didn't really go.
No worries.
Why don't you let me pick?
You pick. I'm going to make some more.
Hand me the seam ripper. You can make a few more blocks.
All right, I'm going to make a few more blocks.
All right,
Okay.
so
I can
I've
do
got
that.
the skinny strips attached to one side, and then now I'm going to...
Is it all
Maybe
going
you
the
made a
same
new
direction?
pattern.
Misty, this has 2 sides.
Yeah, but this other side needs trimmed.
I'll trim it for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so
No
Misty,
worries, I can solve
folks
this
are asking
problem real quick.
this guide you have here. Can you talk to us about these two guides?
Absolutely. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but I always have on my machine this diagonal seam tape, and it marks the 1/4 inch all the way down, and it's super handy if you are making half square triangles, especially because you can line your points up on your red line. And then this is a seam guide, and it's because I like to go really fast when I stitch, but I'm not as good at keeping my fabrics straight without it. So I just put that on there, and it makes my 1/4 inch
There you go.
consistent. Thank you,
Day
Natalie.
made.
You are a champion.
Got it.
All right. So
All right, how many squares do you think I have there, Natalie?
Oh, I haven't counted them. Hang on.
Did
I'm
I
going to
answer
need
those
4
questions?
quadrants
Yes,
of
absolutely.
9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? And then, so I need 9 times,
Okay.
9 times 4 is 36,
There's that quilt math kicking in.
right? I know somebody asked me one time, if I have a whole bunch of charms, how do I know how many across and down?
It's a
And I'm
good
like,
question.
download a multiplication chart.
Ah,
True.
You have 28 over here.
so I want you guys to tell us in the comments, if you're guessing, looking at how fast these are coming together, how many quilts do you think we're going to be able to come up with? No pressure, but I'm just saying, seriously, you all are speedy. Like, look at you going.
You're trying. Going for a good cause.
I'm not doing this quickly enough. Hang on.
All right. Yeah, and folks are saying, listen to that hum of the machine. It's almost
Right?
like a relaxing ASMR video.
Oh, there you
It's
go.
just
We're like crazy.
pressure is on. All right, we're getting some good guesses. So we'll stay tuned and we'll see how close y'all get.
All right. I'm almost done, unless this thing needs borders.
I don't know. I don't know if it needs borders.
Well, and we can always put borders on it. We can just call it the middle,
That's true.
the middle can be the quilt, you know, and then we can put borders on, because all our border yardage is downstairs.
Yeah. And that's something too that, tell us in the comments, do you always put a border on your quilts? Do you sometimes put a border on your quilts? Do you
Depends on
just
the
do the
quilt.
blocks? Yeah? Mm-hmm. How do you decide? If it's close
Sometimes
enough?
it's by size,
Okay.
other times by style.
Okay.
So I generally, if I need if I'm making a quilt for a bed and it needs to be longer,
Yeah.
then I put a border on it.
I feel like this got off somehow, but we're just going to make it work.
It's going to be beautiful.
All right, Natalie, do you know what size these are supposed to be squared up to be?
Well, these ones, these measure 6 1/2.
6 1/2? Mm-hmm. All right, where's the rest of my ones?
But they might.
You're done? First one done. Ta-da!
Yay,
All right, let's hold it
Wow.
up. Counts.
All right.
One done.
One done.
Done.
One and done.
All right.
All right, you want to help me pull these apart really quick before we move on to
Absolutely.
something else? Grab a.
Yep.
Do you have another seam ripper, Mom?
That was mine that I
I
brought
have
over.
many
Here
seam
we go.
rippers. Here's one.
Thank you.
Okay.
These are already all ripped. Maybe take them back to Mom.
Okay.
And then we've just got this big hunk here to get
And
through.
this row too.
Oh, no, I left those together because those are going the direction already that she wants to go.
Okay. Perfect.
So I have one block
So
ready.
You have, well, you have three,
3 sewn.
one little row of 3.
Yay! I mean, all right, one row ready.
Okay.
It is actually hard. Generally I can slide my
These
ripper right
seams
down
are
the side.
so tight.
They're so tight, yeah.
So Nancy Lawyer says, I prefer to
really
put a
hard.
border or 4 on a quilt. That's a girl after my own heart. My problem is I can turn a single panel into a king-size quilt
Me
if I had enough borders.
I'm with you on that, Nancy. Oh my gosh, that is so true. And because my bed has a footboard, I generally make my sides, my sides are longer than the length. And so
So it can hang over the sides.
Whoopsie daisy. All right.
Good questions.
Great questions.
So that first one was fast. I'll show that to you while they're
Not making very
working.
quick
So they're
project
asking
with
to
these
see this
tiny
one.
seams.
It works better if you put the seam ripper point
Oh, sorry,
down
I'm a whistler and a
inside
hummer when
the
I'm
seam.
sewing, so I'm
as
I'm
long
going
as
to
you
be
don't
like
catch the fabric.
whistling
Yeah.
all the day,
And then
all
you
the
can
live
just,
long
like,
day.
slide it through.
Did you say these are 6.5, Natalie? Oops.
Yes.
Let me see, where is my,
If you get caught, you kind of have to
Little
like
ruler.
start in place.
here it is.
Dun, dun, dun.
So again, that was the stack and
That's not
flip.
working better for me.
Isn't it?
Nope.
Dang.
All right, let's see, 6.5.
Not at all, but let me try again. I can't even get my seam ripper through those tiny stitches. Oh, there we go. Now it's sliding.
Well, I can probably just make more, but then that defeats the purpose of having part of it done, right?
Yes.
True.
Don't make more.
Don't make
We're going to use these ones.
We are going to use
It's gonna
them.
be great. Oh,
Yeah.
I just ripped it.
Oh, gonna make another one then.
Sorry. Just kidding.
Really sorry.
This is real happenings in the studio right
That's
now.
right. And Jenny,
yeah,
you're
I
using
like
the
that much
clearly
better.
perfect slotted
I
trimmer.
am using the clearly perfect
Hang
slotted
on, I
trimmer
got
to
it.
cut my
we're
triangles.
keeping these
I love
together,
this little tool.
Yes, because those ones
Those
are
are
going all the
correct
right direction.
as well.
One of the first, but I only need 3 of
I
them.
told you it was so bad.
This poor row.
This one and this one, that row is cursed. Maybe
Yes.
just rip it off. Yep.
Done.
Let it go.
Oh, that was a
It's
big
fine.
frog. Rip it.
Oh, where'd the, I don't
Wait,
know.
isn't there one in the middle that can be used?
Oh, fine. There is one. There's 2. Okay.
Pluck them off.
All right.
And girls, the one you laid over here, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it has 4 on it, and we only need 3. Unless we want to do 4. 4 would make a bigger quilt. What do you think? What do you think? What do you talk?
Let's
What do
do
you talk?
4.
I don't know how you ripped it. There it went.
We'll get you a 4th one for that row of 3. How's that?
Or we
Really?
can, no, we can
I
take
don't
that third,
Take the
fourth,
third,
that end
fourth
one
off?
off, yeah.
Okay.
So that is one thing about the Triangles quilt is that it's just 4 quadrants, so it really can be however many you want. You know, those quadrants can be as big as you need them to be. And then
That one
if they
has
were
a-
really big, Nancy and I wouldn't have to put so many borders on them.
That's true.
Right?
That is true.
I don't know what you're saying. I wasn't listening.
That does make sense. Sherry G is asking, when I'm making half square triangles using layer cakes, do you put the squares together with the stretchy sides on both fabrics going the same direction, or does it matter? So
I
you're
have no idea, so it doesn't
just kind of
matter to
doesn't
me.
seem to matter? Okay.
No, so I just sew all the way around. When I came into sewing, I didn't know there were rules. And so I just started sewing the ways that made
you
the
go.
most sense to my brain.
All right, I give up.
And,
I'm the worst seam ripper.
And so for some of these,
I'll just get this one. It's fine.
Thank you.
you know, there
Well
is
done.
bias
And
on
this is
these,
a
but for me,
ripped
that was a
one anyways,
bonus.
so.
You know, I like the fact that there was bias because you could make things fit.
A little bit of stretch.
There are old school people who
Here you
are
go.
like against the bias,
All right.
but I don't find it to be a
Anything
problem
you
for
want me
me.
to sew, or you want
What
to
do
sew?
you want to do next?
I don't know.
We have some
Good
batik-
question. Keep your
random
questions
batik
coming,
blocks.
guys.
Absolutely.
What's in here?
So many things.
I feel like we should hold up
There's
some
more
of
half square
these
triangles.
just so they can see what we're working with. There is just a giant
Oh.
bin of all the things. So
So
many
many.
things.
We don't even know what they are.
Yes.
So let's pick one
Oh, here.
and
Do
play.
this one.
Okay.
So
Ooh,
these,
Yes.
this is a bag of layer cake squares that have been cut in half and snowballed on one side.
Perfect.
So you can put those together however you want.
All right. I will do it.
And
This is kind of fun. Have you ever put something away that you didn't want to work on for a while, and then you get it out again, and you're like, oh my gosh,
And
this
you're
can
like,
go
what
away
was I
so
doing?
fast. Yes,
she has no idea.
I can put this
now.
together however I want now.
That's right.
Okay. I'm going to try and make something with this
These all-
stuff.
Ooh, there's half and half.
But I'm not sure what we're going to do with them.
Half.
Ah,
Okay.
If you put them together, they make a little
They
point.
make a little diamond. All right.
okay.
These are not the same size. But
They're close.
Wait, what's not this? Oh, the layer cakes aren't the same size.
Interesting.
That one's just not
We'll
going to
just
go
set,
in.
yes,
So just trim
set
them up to
aside
the
the ones that
smallest.
don't match and match up the ones that do, and then if we get a good sized pile, we can make them.
Yep.
I'll trim off
We'll
the
make
ends
it
for you.
work. Maybe this one is the fluke.
Could be. We can always trim the end. You can just stitch them.
That's true. All right, we'll start at
Okay.
the top. Good call, Liz.
No worries.
We wanted to have music on so you guys could hear our Broadway musicals that we sew to, but it makes too much noise for the microphone, so we can't. So what do you guys listen to when you...
Sad day.
Yes,
When
tell
you-
us, what's your soundtrack when you sew?
Ours is usually show tunes.
Show tunes and John Denver.
That's right.
We, those are our two go-tos. James Taylor. But that's for me. The girls sacrifice for me.
We love the...
Yesterday we had a little Bryan Adams
Yes.
in the midst of our show tunes, right in the middle.
Yeah, it threw us off, but
It's weird. It's fine.
Let's see.
need some variety.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, I've cut
you
enough
sew
of these
these
for a
two
while.
seams
I'm
for
going to
me?
sew some of these together.
Straight down that side and straight down
Let's
this
see.
side.
One,
Thanks.
going to iron these.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
1, 2.
Oh, I keep on threading. I'm cursed.
You're
It's
trying to
because
go
we're-
so
It's
fast.
because we're on the clock.
That's right.
We're trying to go fast. We may only get one quilt done, but if we do, that's one quilt more than we had before, right?
That's right.
Oh, wait, we already have one quilt
We
done.
already have one done.
Da-da-da-da,
Mission
da-da-da-da-da.
accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
This is great. Some folks are talking about listening to audiobooks and listening to different music, Netflix in the background, but quite a few people also are listening to our YouTube tutorials and videos.
Oh,
in the
very
background.
cool.
That's really great.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, we do listen to a few true crime podcasts, too.
Yes, we do.
We like those, too.
And so folks are asking Cindy Clence's question, are you guys in your home or in the shop studio? So this is
the shop studio.
The Doan Girls Shop Studio.
So we are, when you come to town, you'll see the Hamilton Bank, and we are the library right behind, the old Carnegie Library, right behind the Hamilton Bank. And we've kept it a family space, so we don't have other people come in here because we have to be able to get things done. So, but you can see the building. We just don't do the tours or anything. Because we just have to have a few moments to get stuff done. Because you guys will be really sad if we don't have a tutorial every Friday, right?
Maybe.
I
Yep,
think so.
definitely.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe, maybe not. All right. Now, for this tranquil triangles, all these triangles have to go the same direction, and we're going to do 3 rows of 3.
Okay.
And 1, 2, 3. There's 1 row. And here's a 1 row. And they all go the same direction.
Yes, they'd be so sad if we didn't have tutorials on Fridays.
And these don't go any direction that I'm going. Wait, what?
What does that mean?
Did you just... Oh, no. Look at these. All the ones that we saved.
All the ones that you said are going this way.
Going the opposite direction.
And mine are like,
Maybe it needs to be
Twins.
a flying geese quilt.
Maybe it is a flying geese quilt. Or chevron blocks. Make chevron blocks.
oh my gosh, I could make big flying geese quilts. No, I want to do a tranquil triangles. Those are so fun.
I can just say, I know why somebody set these aside because
All right, here's what I'm doing too.
They're not,
I'm going to set
they're
my
not
row
right,
right here so I can follow it
That's a good idea.
so that I
they're not
don't.
even close to the same size. I just don't.
Just square them up.
I will at the end. I'm just saying, in the meantime.
just make the points match, and then we'll square the
The other side.
bottoms.
Yep.
So we're also getting some questions on the thread you're using. You're both using
Missouri Star thread.
Yep.
You've got a cream and a white.
I generally use, I have a black spool right here. I have light and dark.
And so
Oh,
for
dear, Jan
piecing-
Paddock is calling me right now, but I can't answer. Jan Paddock is a designer
Jan
for
Paddock
Moda.
hasn't
She's probably
called you in
calling
a
to wish me
while.
happy birthday. She's darling. She was in our birthday video.
Yes, we'll have to remember to call her back.
All right, I'm going to
later.
sew these two together.
How long this is now. That's
Marla Hanks says, joining a little late, cutting out more tiny houses. So
says what
probably
now?
not,
she
though.
says, joining a little late, I was cutting out more tiny houses. Can't hardly wait to see what you do.
So we actually, the gnome fabric that I used, we actually still have that gnome fabric. So if somebody is wanting to make some gnomes, they can look up the gnome fabric.
That's right.
It's a Wyndham fabric. I don't remember what it's called. That's kind of a problem, right?
Well, I think there's some behind you, so I might sneak around there in a minute.
All right, let me see here. All right, this one has not been squared. Where is my little squarer? Now I've lost my... Oh, here it is. Good golly.
Found it. Okay, so if you're just joining us, this is the Orphan Block Challenge. So all of the tutorials that get filmed, there's lots of extra blocks. And because Jenny shows you how to actually put the quilt together, and there's already a quilt behind her as well, there's blocks for us to put together now, and we're looking at baby and lap size quilts for charity. So that's what we're putting together. Some of these will be scrappier than others. So Misty's working on one that had gotten kind of set aside and was maybe a little less well trimmed in the beginning, but we can trim it up. There's no big deal.
Right.
Finished is better than perfect. We're going to get finished quilts.
Exactly. Oh, wait.
That's right. All right, we got down and down. There we go.
There we go.
There's something.
I need another
I'm not getting.
triangle, and it can be...
I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but this isn't working out right.
Rot
It
roll.
looks good.
I feel like maybe these blocks were not all
I
made
think, don't you have to make two different?
in the same way.
Looks good.
One quadrant,
because-
done.
They're just not right. There's something isn't right here.
Put it back in
so-
the bag. Move on.
Move on to the next one.
No, I think we're sewing it up.
It's like
believe in you.
pass. Like where there should be a pass. It's like there's a reason we didn't do this one to begin with.
Okay, but maybe.
All right, one quadrant.
All right, and Susan Singh caught us. The fabric is called Winter Gnomes. She's just ordered
Winter
some.
gnomes.
Very cute.
They're darling. All right. I'm going to use my design floor right here.
Okay. And Shelley Boomer asks, is this all for one quilt? No. Promise this is more than one quilt.
We're hoping.
We're hoping, yeah. We got one done.
But they're not all working on everything going into the same giant quilt, just
No.
to be clear. And Jenny, you're ironing on a wool mat. That's actually also, we have a daily deal today,
Oh, yeah.
is a wool mat. So check that out if you haven't already.
Yeah, the daily deal is for a wool mat, and those things are so cool. I have to tell you a really funny story about that. Was I was teaching in California at an event that was put on by Eternity Events, and somebody there had a wool mat, and I'm like, I love this. I'm going to get one of these. So I went and bought one, and they're actually quite spendy. Our daily deal price is a great price.
Yes, very much.
But they're quite spendy, and I came home and I said to everybody at Missouri Star, we need to carry these. These are amazing. We need to carry these. And they're like, we do. And I'm like, wait, I didn't know.
Well, we have
We do have a lot of
many
products.
products.
Yeah.
It's hard to see all of them all at once, but go browse and explore and see what treasures you can find.
Absolutely. There's some
You have
great
such nice ways of putting things.
I try.
All right, don't try this at home.
Scandalous.
wild woman.
Scandalous.
There are no quilt police here.
No.
Thank heaven.
except for
Rip it,
me.
rip it.
Just kidding.
What?
I said except for me.
Oh.
Natalie's got her badge on.
I don't know how many
Just
of you
a
guys filmed, but I'm
joke.
just going to keep going.
Okay. That's a good question too.
Try
When
not
you're
to drop
ironing
your
on a
rotary
wool
cutter.
mat, are you using a wool or cotton setting? Do you use cotton
I use
'cause
the
of
highest
fabric?
setting on my iron,
Okay.
the very highest.
Okay.
I want it to work the first time I put it down, and I like steam, so I keep a lot of water in there, and I just like hot heat,
Good deal.
and I like it to I want it to work right away. And I do love my Aliso because it's easy on my shoulders. As I've gotten older, these old shoulders have.
Matt, do you want to start pressing some of these?
Don't even have to
Yep,
pick it up.
absolutely.
Oops.
And I can square them for you too.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
I'm just working on prepping another project, so
Perfect.
kind of thinking to myself about what we could do with all these things and hoping that it works out good.
Hoping it's something.
We
Yeah,
believe in you.
We'll see, we'll see.
And
You
that's
guys
how it
can give
works,
your
right?
opinion when we get to them.
Okay.
I can't believe I sewed these all that these. That is so crazy.
Can I use your thread cutter thingy?
Yeah.
The wooden thing?
This one.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Those are those little clover thread cutters. I love those. And somebody made me the little box, it's just a little piece of wood with a hole drilled in it, and you can just set it in it. It's actually a pendant to wear on a necklace. I have one that I take with me when I fly because nobody knows that, they think it's jewelry. They don't know it's a tiny little thread cutter.
Works snazzy.
Right? All right, now let me get these ironed up. The threads off.
So good advice. Francis Bullen reminds us, don't use your wool mat on top of your cutting mat.
Yeah.
Because you can warp your cutting mat and the
That's
heat goes through.
true.
It does a really good job of holding that heat. That means that heat goes all the way through.
Absolutely. So
good
I am
advice.
actually ironing on, this is a Walmart wooden TV tray
Perfect.
that I covered with, I bought an ironing board cover and cut it and stapled it around my wooden
Works
TV
beautifully.
tray. And now I have a wool mat on top of it, and so it's very handy. And I'm one of those who likes to, I want to just be able to sit here and do everything I need to do and not have to run to the ironing board. But, so I make myself a little nest to work in.
And so often you've talked about making yourself a little nest, and this is what it is. You
This
guys
is
get
what
to
it is.
see it.
That's right. My little nest.
So you can just go,
All
go,
right,
go.
now, these are all going this way. I'm pretty sure somebody who was a right-hander made those blocks because this is the natural left-hander way.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know that that's a thing even, Misty. Don't believe me.
I believed you.
Don't believe me.
I
You're
totally
the best
did.
daughter-in-law ever, Misty.
You are the best daughter-in-law.
He's like, oh, that's so
She's
cool.
like, wow,
What a
you're
great.
so smart, Jenny.
Makes sense.
I love it.
All right. 1, 2, and 3.
Kelly Goodwin says, thanks for making mistakes on camera. It's comforting and makes sewing more enjoyable and less stressful. Love how real you guys are. And I think that is some of the thing that we love the most, too, is that quilting is fun, but it's also not perfect.
Exactly. Well, and mistakes happen. They just do.
So here's what you do.
Yep. You just roll with it.
or we pass on that project.
And we put it in the corner until it knows what it's doing.
Exactly.
Or we just ignore it and we don't do anything with it. Or we give it to the guild members so that somebody else can rescue it and fix it.
That's true too.
Exactly.
That's true too.
And we might sew a whole row with no thread in our needle.
Did you do that? Oh, no.
Jenny.
And we might lose bobbin chicken.
We might lose. What is bobbin chicken?
Bobbin chicken is when you know you have just enough thread in your bobbin. You think you're going to make that last pair of blocks work.
I get it now.
Sometimes you win bobbin chicken, and sometimes you lose.
Just don't.
Yes.
Let's see. Let me see if I have another. One, two,
All
three.
right, Misty, these are going to be 9.5 square.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right. Denise Caldwell says, my granddaughter's always dismayed when she has to use the seam ripper and tear out a mistake. That's when I tell her, oh, honey, there's a reason Grandma has 5 seam rippers in her sewing.
That's right.
Love it.
We call that frog sewing. Rip it, rip it, rip it.
Rip it.
Wait, here we go, this way. One more row. One more row. One more row.
My brother's calling me.
One more row.
Pretty much any time the camera is on, he likes to call.
Oh, that's nice.
He has
Now, does he know he's calling, or it just kind of
busy
happens?
radar.
I think it's just you know,
Just luck?
yeah,
Just lucky, I guess.
it is.
So guys, I wanted to mention that we do still have everything on our msqc.co/birthday. You can see all the events that have happened so far, and there's still a few to go today. You can also enter to win the prizes for today, including the grand prize. And there's a flat Jenny, which you can use. You may have noticed. Flat Jenny. We're loving seeing how you're sharing Flat Jenny around the world.
She was dressed up so fancy.
Flat
That's
Jenny
true.
got dressed up in a ball gown on somebody's
was
site.
so
It's
fun.
true.
Oh my gosh,
It's
it's
true.
the cutest thing.
I saw her roasting marshmallows. too.
Yes.
Yes.
So keep sharing those, and it's hashtag Flat Jenny on the road to share those pictures with us so we can find them all together. And just for clarification, yes, usually I'm behind the camera and you can't see me. I am not technically a member of the family, although I am around enough that we are all not masked together because we are all quarantining together in that way.
Quarantine adopted you.
Yes, we're quarantine adopted, so
You're in
very,
my
very
pod.
lucky.
All right.
She is our right-hand gal.
2 quadrants. Only 2 more to go.
Nice.
1,
right.
2. I wonder if I'm going to have to make more half square triangles. Oh, I have some over here.
Oh,
Look at
there's one.
these.
Nope. They're all going the same way.
Well, maybe you're
Here we
done.
go. Here we go. Hold on. I found a few more.
You probably have enough, too.
I probably do. I've sewn quite a few.
You've sewn quite a few. And if you did register today, or if you did register yesterday, you can register again today for new prizes. So,
Yeah.
just to be clear.
This one looks very big. Very suspect.
Very suspect.
Yep, he's a giant. He's a giant guy. I'm going to see if he's been squared.
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, he's so giant. I wonder if these original squares ever got squared.
Probably
Maybe
not.
not.
Might have been before we committed to swearing.
Yes, I haven't always squared
That
my
was
blocks.
a real time. We
That
didn't
was a
always
real
swear
time.
things.
That was a real time. However, with the bias, you can actually make most of these things fit. But Like the traditional quilters cringe when I say that.
I know, so many people don't like the bias, but I'm like, the bias can be your
The
friend.
bias is your friend.
Just a little gentle nudge.
That's right. All right, all I've got left are these dot to dots, so
Call them good.
Dot to dots, like, oh, they're all the
Look at
same
this.
they're all the
fabric?
same.
Never
they're
happened.
gone.
All
There
right,
we
do you
go.
want to start putting these up and make a little design, and or
Yes.
do you want to just start, like, do you know what you have in mind
I
already?
think I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Here
Well,
we go.
I guess I should see how many blocks we have, though, so I know how many to put in a row. So let's do that.
Okay.
3.
Do you want me to press or keep squaring? What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe keep squaring. 2,
Okay, I'll
Oh,
get these
that's probably
pressed
terrible on the
also.
microphone,
I was
isn't
just
it?
gonna try and get these
My
ones.
whistling.
5,
Anybody?
6,
Anybody home? Anybody home?
It's lovely.
Look up here. Look up here.
We're all in concentration mode, Mom.
11, 12, 13. I was counting. I couldn't lose count.
Oh, just
What happened?
nothing. Don't look over here. It's a
No
really
cameras over
big
here, please.
problem, and it's a good thing I still have all my fingers.
Oh,
No,
Glorious, he
Natalie.
says, I
That's
made a flat
14.
Jenny into a doll, printed
Okay,
her on
so
fabric and
15,
sewing
16.
and stuffing as I am watching.
do
Oh my God!
That's adorable.
19, 20, 21.
I can't believe it. That's awesome. All right, 1, 2, and then I have this one here,
30, 31,
this
32.
guy here, the iron.
So 32 is like
Him
4 by
open.
8,
He's been
6 by-
ripped a few times. He's got extra threads.
5 by 6
It's
is
still
30.
beautiful.
Yeah,
5 by 6.
5 by 6 it is. So
All right.
start putting them up.
Very good.
All right, we're good here. And
So Jenny, we got a question. What made you start squaring?
Oh, no.
I found a ruler that made sense to my brain. I didn't know it was a brain thing. You know,
Fair.
I thought it was, I thought, you know, I'd have these rulers and I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't, you know, I'd have to work
Maybe
really
don't-
hard to
maybe
square it. And it
don't
was easier for
mash
me
them.
just
You
to,
don't think?
just to
Do 'em all
do whatever it was I was doing.
So that you don't
And so somebody invented, when they invented the clearly perfect slotted trimmer, I was just like, oh my gosh,
then
because
there's
it
just
finally
flying
made
geese
sense to
kind
my
of
brain. And that was when I
Okay,
actually
I like
learned
it.
that there are loads of tools out there.
Thanks, Nat.
And that people should really look at their tools, because we all have that
appreciate
favorite
that
ruler.
very
Yeah.
There's a reason it's our favorite, and it's generally
that
because it makes
great.
sense
Yes.
to our brain.
Right.
And so
Don't have to work it
you
using
don't have to work hard to look at it. So like I've also learned that if I have a ruler that has a 1/2 inch on one side, I'm probably going to make a mistake
much
with that
red.
ruler eventually. And so I just had to watch some of those things because they're real.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that was even a thing. And so I would just like,
That could
I'd
be
have the
cool.
square ruler and I'd have it on the line and I couldn't find them, especially blocks that didn't have like an exact middle.
Yep.
And I didn't know how much to cut off of each
All right.
side, and so
We
I
need
would.
some feedback here on this layout.
We're having some
right.
design questions.
9 questions.
right.
So we could line these all up. So we have flying geese going up and down.
Up and down.
Or we could have them kind of spin.
Right, so that the strips make like a fence rail pattern, and then the flying
and the
geese just
flying
kind of
geese
go wherever.
around.
That's pretty cool.
So do people? What do people think?
Let us
Do we have-
know. Tell us in the
are there any
comments.
opinions on Facebook?
Or you could put them together as diamonds.
We could,
We could do that as well.
but we're trying to avoid that. It's more matching.
We were thinking as
more
far
matching,
as,
okay.
the main reason is because these weren't particularly square to begin with, they might be difficult to match up the points.
Yes.
Good point.
And
So
we
we're
thought the
trying-
design
tip.
might look better.
If it's just easier.
And also, it'll make this go faster for Misty if she doesn't really have to think about that.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
But let us know your thoughts. I'm going with this one. My heart is feeling this
I kind of like the fence raily.
one. Spinny around
Yep.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting some love for the spin them.
All right.
Also, I think
Yep.
on the
Fence rail
squaring thing,
spinning is
Liz,
winning. Yes.
I think that as we get to be better quilters, we want to. I didn't know there were degrees of learning, but every day when we sew, we get better.
Yep.
And so it's much easier to sew 2 blocks together that are exactly the same size. And I didn't know, those are things that you learn as you go along. And so I didn't judge myself ever for any of that stuff. I just I was happy where I was, making what I was, but as, you know, it's like that, I love that Maya Angelou quilt where it says, once you know more, do more, you
Yes.
know, and
Do
so
better.
for me that was.
Once you know better, do better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so for me that was a big heads up kind of a thing. And I gave myself permission to just be where I was.
And one of the other things that I've always loved hearing you say is if you sew an hour today, you're an hour better than you were yesterday.
Yep, tomorrow you're an hour better. It's a learned skill. Yeah, people think, you know, especially like with painting and things like that, they think you're born an artist. But they're learned skills. I mean, some people have more natural talent than others, but they are really learned skills. And so...
And if you can tap into your own creativity,
yes.
then you can use what skills you have, learn some more.
Yeah.
What's that?
All right, look for some more questions on there. I love the
I am.
questions.
You got it. Okay.
You can start sewing those if you want, and
Okay.
I'll put the rest
Luann
up
says,
as
I
I
have
get
been
them
told that
squared.
sewing fast mentions with tension. You always seem to be sewing so fast. Do you ever have tension problems when you sew so fast?
Well, my sewing machine is actually a commercial sewing machine, and so it is made to sew fast. And it sews 1,600 stitches a minute.
Oh my goodness.
And I found that if I sew on a regular sewing machine, I'm pulling and I'm pushing and I'm trying to get, and my pedal is to the metal. And if you have that problem, that just means that you have a sewing machine that isn't going fast enough for you. I was told one time, because I'm very musical, I was told that if you, when you lead music or play music, you generally do it at the rate your heart beats.
Oh, interesting.
And so when I lead a hymn in church, it's like da 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 da. You know, it's like I'm very at a fast clip when I do it because I'm probably ADD enough that my heart beats at that rate. But I think I sew the same way, and I think because I had a large family, I had very little time to get things done. So I tried to learn all the shortcuts so I could do things quickly.
Yeah. Well, it gives a whole new spin to quilting as a work of heart.
That's right. There, yeah. A work of the heart. All right, I have one more row and I can put my top together.
Awesome. I have another project lined up for you.
Yeah, Nat's got something else for you to do. She's
Oh my gosh, just
working
Be
away.
excited. It's
Just hang
coming.
on.
It's going to be good.
Just hang on, I have enough fabric here, I could make 2 of these.
My machine is just
Is it giving you fits
giving
today?
me fits today.
Oh.
It's all right. We can just rethread it.
We can, no worries.
Maybe you just need to love it up, tell it thank you a little bit.
Thank you so much.
You're a good machine.
We appreciate you.
So that's a good question. Someone says, do you name your machines? We know this is the Baby Lock Accomplished, but does she have a name?
I don't name these machines.
Okay.
No.
But I have a little featherweight
Yeah.
that I've named.
What did you name her?
I think
Well, I have
featherweights
one-
demand names.
I have one named Irene and one named Lila, because those are Ron's mother and my grandma.
Great names.
All right,
Featherweights are special, though. They have so much
I'm gonna put these
like
together.
history of the women that used them before us.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I know a lot of people name their featherweights, and I love that. Whenever I see a featherweight, you know, if I'm teaching a class or something like that, I'll be like, does she have a name? And they almost always have a name.
Mine's is Stella.
Oh,
Stella.
Ooh.
that's a good name.
Stella
I do
Sewer.
not yet own a featherweight.
We'll have to keep an eye out.
Well, your mother has enough of them. She could probably give you one.
My grandma gave
Probably.
me hers.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Family machine.
And what made
Was-
you name it Stella?
was
I
it-
don't know. It just seemed right. Just
I was
seemed
going to
like
say,
that
was her name
name.
Stella when your grandma owned her?
I don't know. I wish I knew.
Okay.
I wonder if your grandpa knows.
Maybe I should ask him.
That would be interesting to find out, wouldn't it?
I should ask him. Yeah.
He'll be like, "Are you nuts, Misty?"
Probably. He already thinks I'm crazy, so.
So, Jenny, you mentioned when we were starting to pick some of these that was an awfully tiny stitch length. Folks are asking, what stitch length do you use?
I use a 2.5 or a 3.
Okay.
So that's probably like a 12,
this one
13,
is
14 on some machines.
Just a
On my
little
dial,
off.
it's
We'll
2.5
just
or
have to
3.
make
So it's
these
big enough to
work.
hold together and small enough to pick
that?
apart.
see.
So I still have a pile
I
of
don't know what
half square triangles
I
over
don't
here.
know what happened there.
It seems like they multiply.
They do multiply.
But you've got 4 quadrants done?
I'm ready to put my top together.
Yeah, we'll just
So
trim it
this
straight.
is something you guys are probably going to want to see because the way this goes together is super cool.
Oh, no.
So when we put this, we have 4 quadrants that all go exactly the same direction like this. But every time we put one together, we're going to turn it. So this one is the same here, but we're going to turn it this way, and it's going to make flying geese in the middle. And then we're going to turn it again, so same here, and then we're going to turn it again, and it's going to make, flying geese like this. And then this one we'll turn again, and it makes flying geese in the middle as well. So you get these two cross rows. Oh, I don't want that one to match up. Let's try this one. There we go. So see how it makes the 2 rows of flying geese with the square in the center? And then you just sew it together like a big, giant 4-patch. And these make beautiful quilts, and you could put like 4 of them together, or, you know, you can do as many quadrants as you want. You could make your quadrants with bigger squares or more squares. So I just have quadrants of 9, but you could have, as long as they're even numbers, you know, on all 4 sides. Who am I talking to here? Is there a camera that particularly we're talking to? No?
Just everybody.
That one.
I just want to know where my people are. Hello, people.
Yay! So you could do 16 or 25, or it'd be a great big quilt.
What's that?
Here's another good question for you, Jenny. April Corey says, do you have any tips for sewing with pre-cut pinked edges and straight together?
Yes, I do. So the pre-cuts are pinked for the stores so that so they won't ravel and wither away. And so that's why they pink them. But when you buy, if you have a pinked edge pre-cut that is a Moda, it's going to be a different size than one that is a Kaufman. And so you want to just watch that. And what I generally do, like if I choose a background fabric that's from another company, then I will just choose to lay my presser foot always on the print fabric.
Okay.
And so I don't cut them all the same and square them up. But remember, so Moda measures from the outside of the peak to the outside of the peak because their peaks are tiny. Kaufman measures from the inside of the peak to the inside of the peak. And so theirs are going to be a little bit bigger. And so you just have to kind of keep an eye on that and do it. I actually have kind of lobbied for them to cut the peaked edges off.
Yeah.
But it is really helpful to the shops because of the, the fraying and that sort of thing. But I think, like if they had one open and the rest of them, in cellophane or something like that, my brain does not like them at all. It doesn't consider them fabric. And so my 1/4 inch always becomes wider whenever I use that fabric. It's always wider because my brain thinks it's like not real fabric.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Quilt number 2.
Quilt number 2.
Woohoo!
Yay!
It's adorable.
And I think we could put a nice little, even a plain black border.
Do you have yardage? I could cut a couple
Let
pieces.
me see if I have yardage in this pile.
Or are they all cut already?
Wait,
Maybe. There's not much.
not much, but
All
if
right,
you
let's
did
do
it,
I could do a 3-inch border.
okay. Try 3.5.
3.5?
Just see how much you can get off that. Wait, I have a piece right here too. I have one strip of, this is 4. So this will go one side.
Okay, do you want 4 then? Because
Yeah.
these will I'll get 4
Well, let me
out
make
of
sure what
this.
size it is. It's actually 4.5.
Okay, 4.5 it is.
So give me 3 strips of 4.5.
Okay.
I didn't even know there was yardage in here.
Sometimes, it just depends on the bag. We'll see.
Yep. It's always a
All
surprise.
right, let me press this middle. Now you guys are going to see how I really put on my borders too. I break all the rules with borders.
You don't have
For the right way to put on borders, watch Natalie's finishing tips.
Amen.
True.
Because mine go on, and they go on great, but it's definitely a learned process.
I love that.
All right. All right, as you cut those, hand them to me, and I'll sew them together. Now, with batiks, it's hard to know which side is your wrong side. So
Right.
I sew my whole long strip together. The whole long thing is all one big long.
You just wanted 3?
What?
If you might want a fourth one, just in case.
I lost
You
the
think?
blocks.
Okay.
Do we have
I
more
don't
that
think
are
so.
squared?
No?
Yes, they are
But
all
we'll see.
done
Oh,
and ready to go.
thank
I was
you.
putting them up.
So much.
All right.
All right, so I'm sewing all my strips
close.
together,
I'm getting close over here.
and even the wrinkly ones.
Wrinkly's just the opposite of irony, right?
It is. All right, let's see now. Keeping my machine threaded
That's half the trick.
is half the trick. That actually is one of the problems of sewing fast.
Yeah.
You know, that thread will come out of there just because I take off like a
Like a rocket.
rocket. Thank you, Misty.
You're
The
welcome.
words that were coming to my mind, I probably were good ones.
I had a feeling that was the case.
Like a rocket.
Hold your pile.
It's all right.
Speedy.
It's all right. I'm just trying to make sure I can get all
Natalie,
the things.
colors.
And
Natalie, we have a question for you.
Okay.
Bev wants to know, was it hard to learn to quilt with your mom as a lefty and you being a right-handed?
It was hard for me to learn at first. Cutting was the worst.
Okay.
She had me, long before we started quilting regularly, we were making quilts, and I was trying to cut on our dining room table, and I could not figure out how to do it. I wasn't
cut
getting
differently.
it. Yeah.
It was backwards.
And so then I finally figured out what worked for me, and it was fine ever since. But yeah, the left-hand, right-hand thing is a challenge.
Tricky.
So I had a friend who had a daughter who was
one more,
left-handed,
right?
Yep.
and he was a fabulous crocheter and knitter, and I taught his girl how to crochet and knit, and he taught mine how to crochet and knit because
That's so funny. Just learning from someone else can
Yeah.
sometimes be easier.
and it was
With that-
opposite for them.
Because of that, yeah. Learning from someone who has a similar style to you.
Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Patty,
You have
Agnes,
some
says,
left
Jenny, I
over.
hope you don't
Any-
drive
any
as
that you
fast
wanna
as you
switch?
sew.
I don't. I don't actually. I rarely
I think
drive.
they look
My
great.
husband almost always drives.
Yeah.
Are any of your kids left-handed?
Or any what?
Any of your kids or grandkids left-handed?
No. So what's weird is my father is left-handed, and every other one of my siblings is left-handed.
Wow.
But I have no left-handed children or grandchildren that I know of,
Interesting.
which I think is really weird.
It's very interesting. We're seeing some really cute featherweight names in here.
Well, tell us.
We've got Delilah.
You what?
We've got Delilah. The machine I take with me to classes I call Carrie. 'Cause I
Carrie.
carry
She
her.
can carry her.
I like it.
Delilah has attitude, she says.
Of course she does.
Of course she does.
I
We've
know
got
a
a
girl who named her
Louise.
boyfriend so she could sew with her boyfriend.
I love it.
She says, my featherweight's name is Violet because she's purple.
Oh, very
Aw.
nice.
Very cute.
There we go.
Rip a little, tuck a
Gasp,
little, rip a little,
gasp.
tuck a little.
It's all good.
All right.
Now, if you put your borders on like I do, you want to make sure that this border piece is always on the top because the feed dogs will take in more fabric and your borders will be wavy if you put them on this way and your border is on the bottom. So your quilt goes on the bottom, your border goes on the top. You put your sides on first and then top and bottom.
And that way they're
you
not
keep
too
a nice,
friendly.
a nice handle on your top border and let the feed dogs just take in the quilt on the bottom.
Okay.
And then it won't ruffle up. But it's kind of an acquired skill. So when you lay your quilt down on the floor, once you've pressed it, it should lay flat. If it
Okay.
doesn't lay flat, then you need to like adjust your borders.
Gotcha.
So I've just learned like how to hold mine and how to do it. I've been doing it for a long time, so you know it's kind of a dangerous way to border. Well, it's not dangerous. Sorry, it's not dangerous for me anymore, but it's dangerous for somebody who's just gonna try it for the first time.
Well, and as I watch you, the trick is you're not tugging and pulling. You're just letting the feed dog do its work.
Yeah.
If you tug and pull, that's when it can also stretch.
Oh yeah, and I was such a puller when we started because my sewing machine, I was trying to, it wouldn't go as fast
Wouldn't
as
go
I
fast
needed
enough
it
for you.
to. And now it just goes along as it likes to. We did need that fourth strip, Liz.
That's why we keep Liz around. One of many reasons.
This is like just in case.
Just in case.
She had a feeling.
I've done enough where I have been just a few inches short and been mad that I didn't cut the strip.
Yes.
So
Misty, do your rows, every other row go up and down, or would this go like this?
No, other way.
The other way?
I think
Okay,
so.
because I accidentally knocked them off the wall.
We'll figure it out.
Sorry about that.
love the colors. They're so bright and happy, but also love this black and white. It's
Yeah.
also somehow really a happy combo. So also while you're hanging things up here, this is the Cave Facet
So then would
flannel
this top
grid
row go
Yep.
down?
material, and we do
Okay.
have this available on the website. So you can order this. There's also a
These
video
two rows
that
together?
Ron
this
and
was on the
Jenny
bottom, right?
made to show you
And these
how to
top
make these. So we'll be able to link to that
No,
as
these aren't
well.
sewn together.
And it's
Oh.
how we've made all
Do we need
the
to make one more row?
No,
or
you
we
design
should-
two.
boards here in the studio.
We should have a sixth row. I think we're short one.
Okay. That's why we had so many extra blocks.
All right, let me iron this border up. Now, some people asked, you know, do you prefer a border or not? I do like a border on my quilts.
Okay.
I think it frames it up, makes it look beautiful. And I'm actually pretty excited. Most of these points, I haven't lost too many points. And
Nice.
on that, just so you know, nobody has ever given a quilt back to me because my points weren't perfect. So
Right.
Right.
you do the best you can.
I'm trying to even imagine that. Like, I
Right?
don't think, I
You're
don't
like,
think,
excuse me, could you get the points right on this?
you're like, okay, you don't need a quilt.
That's
No.
right.
Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't for you.
All right,
That's my mistake.
Here
borders
we
on.
go. Look at it.
Woohoo!
Beautiful.
That looks so good.
Does that look good?
It looks
Yes,
great.
I love it.
All right.
All right, so that's 2 down. Misty's dangerously close to 3.
Yes.
Okay.
So we got 3 done in an hour. That's what we have. We know we're on here for. We wanted to see how many we could get done in an hour. That's pretty good, right?
That's pretty good.
Are we at an hour already?
Has it
Just
been
about.
Been an hour. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we've got just a
Okay.
few more minutes
Thanks, Mike.
All right.
in our hour.
Something
Sew
else.
together some fishies,
Sure.
some hexies, some courthouse
Oh.
tips.
What would you like me to do?
We'll just keep sewing.
Just
I
do
don't
some
know which way
fishies.
I
Just
I
sew
think you
some
can
fish.
probably, if we count the blocks, you can probably make a whole quilt right out of that right now.
Well,
It's on
awesome.
the other row, Misty. It's right here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No problem.
So these little fish are so cute because we
I
did
see
a
them
Together and
little,
ready for you, and I just
you guys really should go watch the little fish
Lost it.
tutorial because it's literally a 4-patch, but we've snowballed a couple of these corners. And then this one, we just laid let me see, where's a little, let me show you how we did this. Again, loving the bias.
Right.
Oh, they're all done.
Yeah.
I
I
can
know.
really make a quilt.
You just need to let me count them, and I'll tell you how many to go across.
So, so this looks like somebody was putting these on point.
I have no idea.
Do we want to do that? Do we want to sash them or
Oh, we put them on point so they would swim sideways instead of,
up and down?
Up and down.
We could do that.
or we can put the whole square together and then set the square on point.
There you
Oh,
go.
I
That's a
like
great
where your
idea.
head's
What
at.
do
The
you
whole
mean?
school of fish.
Like,
Do,
on
just
point.
do a square of fish. Just
Sew 'em all
hand
together.
hand me the pile. I'll count them, and then you'll know.
okay, so I do want to show them how to do that little curvy tail.
Okay.
So the little curvy tail is so cute. Oh, here's one right here. I'm going to take one of Misty's pieces. Let me show you how to do this curvy tail. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
You can?
Yep.
Excellent. All right, so we're going to pretend that this is our fish right here. That's a 4-patch, and this is the tail. On this tail part right here, what we did was we sewed it and we set it into our 4-patch right here. And we just folded this and laid it on top. And then when we put it into our 4-patch, these get enclosed in the seams, and then this part,
Oh,
we just
clever.
curve around and stitch the top down. And so it makes it
It's
makes
almost
it
like
a
the
curvy
cathedral
tail.
window
Yeah,
style,
it's
yes.
like it's a take on the cathedral window block. And so,
That's brilliant.
yeah. All right, Natalie, I need something to sew.
Well, okay.
Hand me some fish.
All right.
And if you want me to set them on point, I have squares here I can cut into.
No, let's not do that.
We'll do the whole thing on point.
Whoops.
And will it work if I set them right together like this?
Yes.
All right. I'm just going to sew 2, 2, 2.
Yeah, start with sets of 2.
So that's a super good idea too. Audra Flores says, I'm combining the fish and hook patterns together for my dad.
Oh,
Like
cute.
fish and
Cute.
hooks for pops.
So my maiden name is Fish.
Okay, actually,
Which
this whole
is-
stack is already all set on point, so we have 2 separate piles.
Oh,
I didn't realize, but
okay. Well, let me do the on point ones because they'll show up.
okay.
Okay.
And I had
Wait, let me have
counted
a-
them,
These are all really light. Are they all light? Oh, there's some dark ones. There we go. I'll put a dark with a light. And everything I do, you guys, everything I do is easy and it's quick, and you can go watch the tutorial and you'll just be surprised how doable it is.
Let's do 3 rows of 4.
3 rows of 4, okay.
Yep, and then we can add to it.
We could sash it too because it's going to be a lot of white. Like a little red polka dot or something would be cute. I might have some fabric downstairs that's kind of this.
I'm sure we do.
this-ish.
For sure.
Totally.
So 3 rows of 4. Oh, so actually 4 rows of 3. Because we don't want them to go, we don't want it to be oblong. Oh, we'll add to it later?
It doesn't matter.
I'm so
4 rows of 3, 3 rows of 4, whatever. I'm
Just
just
a
going to sew
little
them together
confused.
vertically. It's just, yeah. That's exactly right. Misty, are you out of bobbin?
Nope.
Okay, good. I just saw a thread.
No, it's
Ooh, a yellow.
being a little temperamental today, but that's all right.
That's okay. Where do these go?
Right in the middle, and then I just have one last row to the far end.
So
That's okay.
I went through a forest of dog ears right there.
All right.
That
these
was
two.
That was some work.
A little bit of bulk.
Oops.
So So what do you do to encourage your machine to go through a forest of tacos?
Keep the pedal down. Just keep that pedal down. One, two, three. We've got red. Oh. Blue
So
and
cute.
It is so cute.
All right. So we're going to recap the triangles quilt that Jenny made is Tranquil Triangles. And the quilt on the wall, we're making up as we go.
Yes.
Yes.
So it doesn't have a name yet.
This is just a,
We're just making from the Orphan blocks left over from other
Maybe
tutorials
we'll
and
make
challenges.
This into something for live soon.
this
Maybe
does
we
kinda
will.
look like a little windmill. Goes like, whoop.
Yeah. They kind of swirl around.
Yes, they do.
Cool.
Very cool.
Natalie, can you tell us a little bit about that iron that you're using? People are seeing you with the Laura Star.
oh, you mean Laura, our friend
Laura.
Laura?
Our friend Laura.
Yes. Let me give this to Misty real quick.
Okay.
This is the middle, so this goes to your top.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Is yours right side up?
I think so, but now I'm nervous.
Yes.
Is that right?
I don't think these blocks are squared either.
No.
They come from the
Something
pre-squaring
tells
days.
me-
I don't know.
No, they just haven't been squared up after they've been done being sewed.
Oh, fair.
Did I sew it wrong?
Maybe this is upside down.
I might have sewed it wrong. No, it
Sandy
was
Rex
right.
says, Jenny, did you ever imagine your
I
life would
think
be
those
like
two maybe
this?
got handled
Never,
wrong.
Uh-oh.
never.
Yeah, they're backwards. That's okay.
Darn it. We were so close.
But
All right,
I'm
I'll sew
very
these
happy
two.
about
Okay.
it. It's a really fun life. But I it was not even in my wildest dreams. You know, I thought maybe somebody might discover me. I'd get to sing on Broadway or something, but I never dreamt I'd be famous for sewing. But I guess it works.
The Laura Star it's a whole ironing system, and it has a tank of water, and it's high steam.
High steam,
It has
okay.
a fan that lifts it blows air up through the ironing table, so that if you're ironing a whole quilt, it's really cool.
Very nice.
Very easy. It's a commitment,
It is. It's an investment.
but yeah, it's very, very good for pressing quilts and ironing.
So our Laura Star is called Laura.
Some type of fluff on my face.
Uh-oh.
I got it.
Okay.
Well, I almost put my fish swimming upstream. I almost had to call it Salmon Run. Ooh.
Run, salmon, run.
Run,
It's not a
salmon,
bad
run.
one.
All right, I got 4 rows of 3. And we're going to have to add a little more to this. This is going to be a little too. This would just.
How many?
cover-
Do you just have 3
Cover a
fish that are
tiny.
set on point still?
Yep.
No, I have 2.
2.
Oh, okay. We'll set 2 more on point, and we'll do a 4x4.
There we go.
Go for it.
So, I already sewed these. So, what size do you think the setting triangles are, Natalie?
I don't
How big is
remember
the
which
block?
side
Is it
was
4.5?
up.
The block is 4.5, so they're 5.
So yeah,
All right.
5 will work.
Are you picking?
Yeah, this one
We might have accidentally
two rows-
sewn them upside down.
We just
Oh, that never happened.
stitched on the wrong sides, I
It
think.
just is what it is.
All good.
And this ripper
I think it looks great.
is not
Well,
cool.
we've got 2 more rows, but
Oh.
we just sewed them upside down.
Well,
So we're just gonna fix it.
This is the dull ripper.
Do you need a different one? We've got some more to
Where's
choose
that
from.
one clover one that we had? I
the
think
clover one is so sharp.
I don't know.
I
It was-
probably misplaced it over
I
here.
have used the ones, I have
That
these great
one
ones
is-
that.
That's the one from my drawer, so I hope we didn't lose it.
let's see.
It's probably in my
is-
pile
Here's
somewhere.
this one.
I'm almost
Almost there.
halfway.
Okay. Let me see if I can find you that clover one.
Clover seam rippers are my favorite.
Mine too. Oh, there it is.
Thank
There you
you.
go. You're welcome.
So much better.
All right, let me see if this is this size triangle. Yep, it
Okay.
is. All right. So I just took a 5-inch square and quartered it to make a my setting squares.
There it goes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be able to put those on here like this,
Like a dream.
side to side and top and bottom.
So you hit a seam.
Yep.
How many of you have your foot pedal get away from you?
Oh, that's a good question.
Mine
Man,
slides around.
mine
I
is,
lose mine always. I'm like, where did that go? I just had it.
well, and I know we all know the secrets of putting
So
tape
good.
and putting Velcro and doing all that kind of stuff.
So
We
this
just never seem to
should
do
go
it.
down,
and this
and then
one
that
goes.
one should go sideways, right?
Yes. Yep. That's right.
So these two. Okay, whoops, sorry.
You're fine.
All right, we'll get there.
All right, you guys, hang in with us a few more minutes,
We're almost done.
and we will get another one done.
That's right.
Another one ready to go. Hope you guys
How
are
many
si-
quilts can we make in 1.5, 2 hours?
hour-ish?
Hours.
In an hour-ish. Well, and it took us a few minutes. to
If
get
we should have kept track of how many times I've had to rethread my machine today because
Totally.
Well, you're trying to sew so fast.
I know
Yes.
it's tricking me.
We're good. What have you done?
Uh-oh. Camera guy's eyes are big.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Right here, I need a beautiful yellow.
All right.
One more.
One more fish. One fish more.
That is very normal for up here. Jenny bursting into song.
I do. I'm either singing or whistling or humming or
Something.
something.
Well, we're getting a lot of folks cheering you on because seeing you guys work together as teams is also really
Thank you.
We really do like each other.
We do. We have a lot of fun.
We do, and for that reason, like the triple play is just one of our favorite things to do.
So I'm going back to the guesses. We had a lot of people guessing 4 quilts. I think you're going to be right.
Well, we really did like 2.5 in an hour.
No, I think that's still just fine.
Actually, it's, yeah, most people don't put a quilt together in an hour, so
No.
I guess that's pretty good.
Nope, this has been really good.
Is that right?
I hope so. It's going to be what it is.
It is what it is. That's right.
Yep.
Says Jenny, you have a beautiful voice. And for those of us who can't carry a tune, we can break into song too. Just do it with fewer people around.
You should as well.
Absolutely. So like nobody's watching.
That's right. So this guy is, I'm wondering if these guys, yeah, you know what? My setting squares are much smaller than the rest of it. So I'm going to stop with 3x4 because I need bigger setting squares. They won't fit actually on what I've done here. So it's probably a
6-inch.
6-inch square. And
That's all right.
so I can remake some of those because there is obvious, you know, this is the, you know,
Yep.
it's a 1/2 inch, so I'm not going to be able to fudge that. So
No.
I will
Gotta
make
know your limits.
You
2
wouldn't
more.
want to. Do you need 2 white? I can cut some white squares if you want.
Well,
They
if
thought
we're,
they were gonna get us to get off of here in an hour, and
yeah,
we're just gonna keep sewing.
Well, we will
wanna see these
probably work
finish.
on this after this is over anyways.
That's right. So we'll see these two finish. We're getting lots of people cheering you on.
Thank you, guys.
any more questions for me? Most important tool in your sewing room, the lint roller.
That's right.
Actually, that's not the most important, but it sure is necessary. Whew.
Oh, could you show us the fishtail again? Could we
Oh, yeah.
go to Noah here?
So this little fishtail, you can see right here. So this is a 4-patch. We've snowballed these two corners right here. So this is a 2.5-inch background square with a 2-inch, and then this is a 1.5. So they have two different sizes of fins. This is a straight 2.5-inch square that we have just folded the whole thing up right here and folded it in half. I'll cut one on here. I'll cut it out of here. Oh, it's here. Oh, no, that's the top of that one.
For her to,
Oh, here's
if
this
she
one.
wants to.
So this would actually go into the seams right here, and then this would be
Do you want a
twisted back.
contrasting square?
Well, I just was,
I have lots of squares over
lots
here.
of 2.5-inch squares.
Yeah.
I-
Here.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect.
Perfect. All
That way
right.
you can see it at least.
So what we do is we're going to fold it diagonally like this, and then we're going to set it inside here, and we're just going to roll this back and top stitch it, and that is actually how we make the cathedral window block, the easy cathedral window.
Right, yeah.
And it also makes a really cute curvy fishtail.
It's adorable.
And then you sew the block together as a 4-patch. So these are all 2.5-inch base squares, snowball with a 1.5 here, snowball with a 2 here. This is a straight 2.5 on this corner. And when you get it, and you sew the 4-patch together, and then you're going to turn this, actually you turn this and sew this down on this square before you sew the 4-patch.
Right.
And so it's just top stitched. You can see right here on this blue one, we've just top stitched this little edge down right here, and it gives it that little curvy tail.
So cute.
So, yeah.
Well, my top is done.
All right, let's
Yay.
see.
It's done.
All right.
Oh, that is good,
So
Misty.
cute.
Beautiful.
So happy.
Yeah, that's
So
beautiful
good.
fabric. Do we
Yeah.
know what fabric that is? Natalie, do you know?
Nope.
Sometimes Natalie surprises us and just pulls it right
I
out
don't
of the
remember
air.
either.
It's been a
But
minute.
anyway, it's beautiful.
Turned out great.
Turned out great.
Yay. So this
Well,
has
gosh,
been
you guys,
amazing.
yeah, it's been
Thank
fun.
you.
So fun.
Thank you for joining us in our sewing studio today.
I wish I could say we made a good dent in all of our,
No, I'm a little sad.
I know,
thought
there's
we might have an
many.
empty tote, but not
Maybe
today.
we should do
Close.
like a Jerry Lewis telethon where we just sew all day and all night for 3
Like a 24
No,
hour
look at-
maybe
thing.
one day. One day. Like, one 8-hour run. But
Gosh,
they would have to
I
be like
know there are
feeding me
people-
snacks or
I
something.
know there are people out there who remember the Jerry Lewis telethons because those were
Well, I
amazing.
do.
Yeah, I remember them
And we'd
from when
stay,
I was
yeah,
young.
you guys, we would stay up and watch all night, yeah.
That's so
It's
fun.
very cool.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much.
You want us to hold them up
Oh,
one more
yep.
time?
All right, we'll hold up our 1, 2,
Here, I'll
3.
hold
Natalie,
one.
you can hold the
Hold
strip.
this one, Nat.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right.
3 quilts in an hour and 20 minutes.
Not too
Woohoo.
bad.
Not too
Well
shabby.
done, team.
So thanks, guys, and we
You
will
guys,
see you
thanks
later.
so much. We'll see you later.